Oh, there you are.
Cool.
Haha.
All right, we're gonna get started. So, 3, 2. Okay, that got too weird. Cool. We got some people. That's great. I think that's the one. All right.
All right.
Okay. There we go. There's the scene with you. Could you tilt your screen down so your head's more towards the top of, because that's how I have it cropped. All right, great,
Oh.
great. Okay, so let's get this party started. So my name's Matt, and we have Alex here as well.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Yeah, so the whole point of this chat today is to hear from you guys, to kind of tell you about who we are, why we're doing this, what we've been up to, and hear what you think of the site, if there's anything you guys would like to see, and go from there. So we have some talking points written down, but this is not going to really be all that rehearsed. We're just going to be having kind of an open dialogue. We're recording this as well, so this will be on YouTube. And anyone listening on YouTube right now, feel free to reach out to our channel, go to our Discord, play myself or Alex. If you want to get in touch with us, give us feedback, or just play, because that's really why we're all here. Cool.
And not rehearsed is the understatement of the century, I believe.
Right. Yeah, we were going through some technical difficulties and had the stream and video up and running, I think, right at 2 o'clock. So just in time, we're here.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's no structure, and anybody that is in fact listening, or even seeing this again on YouTube, that just want to kind of get caught up into what we're doing. Obviously, this is kind of the first time we're really going through this kind of community outreach process. So please leave us a comment, tweet, Facebook, whatever your preferred method of getting in touch with us. Please, that's what we're here for. We're just gonna be jerking around. Matt's gonna crush me in some games right now. I am not as good of a TOEFL player as he is, but yeah, please just let us know, and we'll see how we can make this game make this whole website better for you guys. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a very good TOEFL player either. So I guess to start off, we can kind of introduce who we are. So my name is Matt, and I am the founding engineer behind this site. So this has really been a passion project of mine. I fell in love with playing chess when I interned at Facebook in 2011. And kind of saw the power of the web, so I was able to kind of marry those two interests and build this site. So I saw at the time there were some decent solutions out there to play like chess online, but these other games that have a lot of merit, but don't really have kind of a good way to play or as much of a community around themselves as chess. I saw that, and I saw that as an opportunity to help make that happen, and build an experience like this that is consistent across these games, and will help develop those communities. So yeah, I love these classic board games. I think it's great for the mind. I play Alex. The funny thing is that may not even be a bad move. I think as the attackers, as green, you need to be pretty aggressive and sacrifice a piece or two in the beginning. But once again, I'm not really that good at this game. I'm decent at the other ones, so yeah, we'll stumble through a few TOEFL games. So that's myself. And once again, feel free to ask any questions in the chat, and then I'll let Alex kind of take it away.
Certainly.
Introduce himself.
Certainly. So I am Alex. So I am helping out. I'm more on the marketing side of things and trying to do the public outreach and really kind of grow this product website. So I worked with Matt in the past when he first introduced me to Boardom. Honestly, I was I was pretty blown away at just all the features that he had really taken the time and consideration to include in in a game or in a site just like Boredom. I grew up in the era of flash games, and was always in the back of class trying to just play chess, play checkers, Scrabble, what have you not. And definitely have my preferred websites for each different type of game. But when first being introduced to Boredom and realizing just the seamlessness and the overall like architecture behind being able to talk to somebody, see someone's moves, and really just all the subtle features that were included that in Matt's original designs, it really floored me. And I'm happy he introduced me to this and kind of brought me on to really help kind of grow this. But what we're really interested in is seeing what you guys have to say, what what the other users have to say. This product, these games, they're built for you guys. So I'm really excited just to get all that out into the ether. So about my background a little bit, I've been working in marketing for about 5-6 years, mostly in sports and gaming. I'm a huge gamer myself. Stream on Twitch, play Overwatch, a little bit of Fortnite, but not too much. So yeah, and I talk to Matt all the time. So we hop on here and play some games, and yeah, and I've got a corgi in the background. So sorry if the dog starts barking, but yeah. So and again, just really want to get everyone to enjoy playing stuff. We've talked to a few people who have used Boredom, and they play with their family, they play with their friends at school, and it's really kind of cool to see how people can kind of there's a sense of community around this almost already. So we're seeing how we can kind of grow that, and yeah, it's kind of exciting. And this is a passion project for Matt, but I want to consider it a passion project for myself too. Just because this is something that if I would have known about Boredom from the age of 12, I would have still been playing it today. These games never grow old. They're one of our big ethos is these games are easy to pick up but hard to master. And that's really accounts for replayability. So I'm not going anywhere. These games aren't going anywhere. They've Toffel's been around since I think the Vikings. So
yeah,
we're we're on our way. And also Matt is going to absolutely obliterate me momentarily. Yeah. But yeah, that's a little bit about myself. And of course, as we keep going with this, we'll learn more about each other, and I'll say a bunch of stupid stuff, and yeah, it'll be a good time for everybody.
okay. Yeah, so that's a little bit of who we are and why we're doing this. I have some kind of notes prepared for what I'd like to chat about. So here's an outline. I guess I'll pull this to the side so you guys can still see the game, and we'll get back to that. Play some moves. Oh crap! You already got your king out. Yeah. So this doesn't look quite so good for me. I think I don't even know really. I need to look at more strategy for this game, because I understand strategy for the other ones, but this one's still foreign to me. I'll go with that. Okay. So yeah. So Boredom's been around for a little while. Activity has been, there's been some highs and lows, and now we're looking to solidify the user base. Make it easier for everyone to find people to play, and yeah, just really help build out the community. So for any of the people that have been loyal players in the past, wanted to give you kind of an update on some of the nice things that you may have missed. So one of the games that we're playing, obviously, as you can see, is called Nefertafel. So we just call it Toffel for short. Oh man, I should have made you try to pronounce that, but
Yeah.
you've already heard me say it. So
I will gladly stumble through never tougher.
yeah.
There's an H before the N, so I always have to laugh when I say never tougher.
Yeah, so it's a really interesting Viking board game. There's not a rules section currently, but that's definitely something that we're looking at adding, and maybe even like an interactive kind of AI that will contextually like give you hints and say like, well, this is a like this is this kind of piece and it moves this way, and you do this to win, and yeah, just so it's not overwhelming. You don't get like a giant wall of text for the rules, and you kind of take it in piece by piece. Yeah. So that's Nefertafel. So if you ever forget your password, I know I've forgotten passwords plenty of times. There's password recovery. So if you go to, well, it's not going to show it here because I'm already logged in, but there's like a forgot password that'll email you, and you can take it from there. Nothing bleeding edge there. We have user search. So in line kind of with how tricky it is to find people, we have this search now, so you can you can filter by people that have been online and have played a bunch of games, and like here's Ryusuke. This is a guy I streamed with this morning. You've got Snooky, who's been like a really good loyal player on here for a long time, and then of course Alex. So he's over here. Yeah, so the user feature we think is like a big step in the right direction to help make it easier to find other people to play. And we've got a lot of other ideas, and we'd love to kind of hear your experiences and thoughts on kind of how well that's been working. And yeah, so do you want to introduce your roommate Alex, since he made an appearance?
So this is my fuzzy roommate. This is Pickles. He's a 3-year-old corgi who is more than a handful. And apparently he's now licking his paw because something. Oh, because I may have dropped food on the floor. You just stepped on it. Anyways, but yeah, this is the little barker. So if you hear noises or woofs or anything random, this is Big Pickle. He's 45 pounds. He's not fat. He's just big bone. I promise.
Of course.
A big, healthy chunk. Right. We'll find a book.
Yeah. So actually from this morning, I already got some feedback from some of you guys. So I was playing with Ryusuke, and he was saying the reverse the art was a little kind of hard on the eyes. Doesn't really look great on some of the displays because it's a lot of shades of gray. And then I was also playing with Chrono Rub this morning. He suggested shogi as a game. That's a great one. That's like a Japanese chess, so I'll look it up. And I'm not sure. I think they might just have like a common ancestor. I forget kind of the origin of these, but so this is the game. I'm not sure how to play it yet, but I know there's a lot of merit to that game, so I think that would be a great addition.
Yeah, I do, right?
And then kind of a big talking point too is like puzzles. So like checkmate in 3 or checkmate in 4, or improve your position, things like that, and to have kind of these puzzles for all these different games. So that one for us would be that's kind of interesting. We're probably looking more towards a way that we could have you guys create some of the puzzles and vote and kind of help build up a collection of content that way. But yeah, so if any of you guys have any kind of puzzle apps, for chess or checkers or any of these kind of board games, or maybe even not a board game, maybe there's some things that you really like in something else, feel free to please send that our way, and we'll look at that and take some inspiration from it. Yeah, so I know Alex, you've played on here a little bit, so maybe do you want to talk to, I guess, some of the maybe difficulties with finding matches or game timeouts, and we can
Sure.
kind of talk about
Yeah.
some of our ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. So in that regards too, like I kind of come with the unique perspective where Matt has really built all this from the ground up himself, and I get to kind of have this approach of being a new user to the platform, coming with some experience in this, in the online kind of I guess even board gaming world. Um, and just kind of going through the user flow myself, the user experience, and some of the difficulties that we've had, with making it the best experience possible, and one of it being finding some players. So I think when I first hopped on, um, it was searching for users for quite a while, and yeah, it took me a few minutes to find someone to play against, or even anybody that was even idle to make my first move against. So something that it's kind of a twofold approach where we need to do better on our end to find some people, or for you guys, make sure that it's easier to access, and that that's there's not that long of a waiting time, because nobody wants to go onto a website and then decided to play a game and then sit there for 5 to 10 minutes, and potentially as a new user you may never find somebody. That's the thought process that was going through my mind is do I trust this website? Does it actually work? I haven't found anybody for a couple minutes, and in the ever dwindling attention span of modern society, um, people really won't give you that long of a chance to really prove yourself as a site. So really trying to improve that functionality and making sure that you can find somebody quickly, and that they are in fact a real person that you're right on board and can play right off the bat. Also with that, and then something that's kind of my challenge is it's definitely easier to find people when there are more people. So looking at our user base, how many users we have right now, into the thousands, which is exciting, but definitely seeing how we can grow that number into the tens and hundreds of thousands. So regardless of time of day, locale in the world, yeah, you can find somebody who's raring to play Reversi or TOEFL at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, because you never know where they're going to be. And looking at some of the stuff on the back end as far as the analytics, we do have a very very diverse user base. I mean, it's kind of spread out, everything from people under the age of 18 playing in high school, that would definitely fit into me as a high schooler, to people in their later years. But actually, there's no like finite demographic that we're directly targeting. It's everybody from young teens all the way up to people in their 40s and 50s. So that's something that we definitely think we have an in with these games being classic games that never go away. So there really is a draw for all ages. So that's something that I'm taking on, so we can make those matches much easier to find, because there's just more people. So that's kind of the twofold approach that we're taking with people, and or with finding matches. And then so game timeouts. With that, I mean, everybody plays games in their own way. And if I play a couple rounds of chess and checkers while I'm on the bus or heading to work, and then have to hop right into a meeting, I might not be able to play for a little bit. So ensuring that there's an easy way to make sure that we can hit a quick timeout, pause the game, let the other person know, so that way I'm not like the other user isn't just sitting around waiting for me to make my move. When I was back in college, they had it was like Words with Friends, or all the other different flash or app, like Scrabble, that Hangman, whatever you could find. And while you can still play multiple games, there was oftentimes you play a couple of rounds, and then there was nothing to tell you that the other person was no longer actively playing. You do say Scrabble. I place 2, 3 words. Other person plays 2, 3 words over the course of 5, 10 minutes, and then there I'd place another one. And I'd be waiting by my phone, or looking at the screen, waiting for them to make a move. And they were in class, or they were out doing something else, and wouldn't play for hours and hours and hours. So just some kind of ensuring that timeouts are well documented, and that both people know what's kind of going on. So that's that also ties in with Matt's approach to how he's built this from the ground up. See, oh yeah, look at that, Alex is away because I'm not looking at the screen.
Exactly.
But yeah, and just kind of making sure that that functionality is just more well established and everyone kind of gets it. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 thoughts on those. Also, let me make this move and get. What the hell happened?
Get the party started. Make a bad move.
No, I just looked, and it's like, wait, I think a piece disappeared. I'm not sure where it went, but
I think I captured something.
Right, bro.
Yeah. So well said. I think I want to add a little bit more to the finding matches. What I've noticed quite a bit in the past, my users have mentioned this to me, is that the people that really enjoy the site, that kind of get it and are playing, will be challenged by a lot of new users, and it's very often that they, will make a move, or maybe not even make one move. They get matched up and they never play and they don't come back, and then you have you have a game slot that's occupied by some ghost account. So yeah, so that's that's not a very good experience. And we're really open to kind of radically changing the way that matchmaking works, and kind of the games are handled, so that doesn't really happen anymore, or at least if it does, it's not as painful. Like you can still play other games. So,
Percent.
so actually, one of the ideas that I had was to change the experience to be a little bit more kind of like, say, like a messaging app. So this is a screenshot for Facebook Messenger, and you have a lot of content here in the middle, and then on the left side you have kind of everyone that you've chatted with. So what I'm thinking is, we could really kind of transform the app to be where you have all of your games here, and then this is a view into those games, and you can switch between them, and there's no really like saying, okay, I'm going to dismiss this game. It's just kind of a list of all of your most recent games, and if it's your move, there's a special visual treatment here that's highlighted. So like you need to play here. So something like that where there's not quite so much friction. It's just you have all these games, and it's just clear about which ones you need to play in. So maybe people that come and make a move and don't really come back, or even your friends that you play with. Say someone you've been playing with for a long time, they go on vacation, or simply they just get tired of the site for a few days. For that game to not time out and then automatically have a loss. I'm thinking more like you could just opt in to, you could have them, you could just wait and then let them wait for them to come back, or if you really want to get rid of the game, you could just say like claim your victory. So that's one idea behind the game timeouts that we think could really help. We're probably going to be developing that, unless there's some massive backlash from you guys before. So yeah, once again, this is totally freeform. If you guys have any comments, questions, feel free to jump in. Even on YouTube, after the fact, if you're watching this video after the fact, just let us know what you think. So yeah, so those are two of the big points. Difficulty finding matches and game timeouts. We'd really like to experiment with a lot of things moving forward, so we'll be sharing that online and letting kind of you guys know what's in the works. So yeah, definitely give us a follow on Facebook. Okay, what is it? So Facebook, Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter. I think even Instagram up and running.
Twitch.
Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, and anybody that's just joining us here on Twitch. Yeah. Feel free to shoot us a message anytime. Matt's super responsive. I'm there every day or two. And we're happy to talk to anybody about new features, new games, new whatever you guys want. It's we understand it's kind of we have a lot of stuff that we want to do to the game, to do to the site, and tell you there is stuff coming. But if there's anything else that we maybe have missed, or they would be a little better aesthetically, colors, fonts, custom, whatever, it's a work in progress. So it'll be a fun thing that we can all work on together. Really, that's the way we're all kind of envisioning it. So, welcome everybody, and yeah, sorry, I just got my first cup of coffee here at the right time of 2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh man.
So that's what I'm blaming my performance in TOEFL right now on the lack of coffee. Yeah, I mean, jumping into I guess the next category that we want to discuss here is developing ideas, and that's kind of tying into what this community whole outreach thing that we're really working on and kind of developing. So variations of these games. So we have the architecture, we have kind of the the infrastructure for some of these games, and what what different iterations can we make on that? What things can we do to make this truly unique experience with Boredom, um, even outside the just the user experience, but the games themselves. Like how can we differentiate our games, even though these board games are on multiple websites, but making ours just that much better, looking fun, customized. Do we need to make a South Park themed one? Everything like that. What obviously we're starting small. We're not going that far quite yet, but so we're looking at international checkers and anti-reversey, which anti Matt, if you want to jump into those a little bit.
Oh yeah, sure. So checkers is a really kind of rich family of games, and the version that we have on here is just the American version of checkers. Which yeah, it's a really challenging game. Another one that you can really, it's easy to learn, really hard to master. There's a really interesting variant, and I don't know if variant's the right word because it's not. I don't think that one has really stemmed from the other. But so you play on a 10 by 10 board, which that that's different. But one of the things that's actually really crazy is that the kings, well, the regular pieces they can jump backwards, but the kings themselves are called flying kings. So whenever, instead of jumping like across one little tile, the kings can jump infinitely far. They can jump down the entire length of the board. So that's really crazy, and that really changes the gameplay because yeah, if you thought it was game over when you get a king in like American checkers, in international checkers, the kings are even more powerful. It's really crazy. It's really fun. So that's like a good example of a variation. Another one is like for reversey. There's anti-reversey, which is kind of exactly what it sounds like. So instead of trying to have as many pieces as you can at the end of the game, you want to have as few pieces. So that's another variation that. Of course, there's a bunch of chess variations, and we like to have kind of different art styles, so it's obvious which variation you're playing, and have indicators. So you don't really like make a move thinking you're playing one game mode and not the other. Yeah, so those are some of the variations. I kind of touched on this interactive AI idea. So something where you can be playing a computer and say in chess, because chess is notoriously like one of those games that a lot of people have heard about, but not really everyone kind of knows how to play. And there are a lot of these like kind of maybe seemingly obscure rules about like castling and the en passant, if maybe you know what that is, and what it means to be in check. So to be able to like play a game and have the AI kind of tell you about the rules in the middle of the game as you're playing, instead of just having to read all of that and figure out how you even play. So you kind of, it's more of a kind of a trial and error, and you kind of learn more with the AI. So that's one idea for games that we have currently, as well as games that launch. Maybe it'll be even easier for you guys to invite your friends. Actually, when I chat with a lot of you guys, I often find out that you've been referred by someone else, which is really awesome to hear. So we've really noticed like strong local clusters of players. There's one. What was it? It was near Los Gatos in North California, and then there's another one on the eastern side of the U.S. Where there's a I think it was a high school where people were playing so much in the school that the site eventually got banned. So we definitely noticed a dip in analytics when that happened. That was fun to hear about after the fact. Sad to see when it happened because I was like, what happened? What broke? Yeah.
It's pretty funny though. I mean, that should be our claim to fame, is that we've already been banned in one school.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the kind of layout note that I have here was what I was talking about earlier. So having more of kind of a chat style user experience where kind of your what we call now your active games and dismissed games are all in this same list, and you can switch between those. Um, yeah, so we think that's definitely worth investigating. Would kind of love to hear what you guys think. Uh, and I even today I was using Firefox for this. I noticed some bugs that I'll just be fixing right away. So these are really high priority. So if you load the site in Firefox, you get blasted with like a warning: the site is not secure. Warning.
Huh.
So I'll fix that. There's another bug when it comes to dragging pieces on Firefox. Seems it's only on Firefox, so I'll fix that too. Um, so yeah, so those are kind of the ideas that we're thinking about. And we're also in the background working on Android and iOS apps. So if you're interested in being an alpha tester for that, definitely reach out to us on Discord or on the site. And we'd love to have you in the program and test out the site, test out the app. So I think that's pretty much all we had on the agenda. So maybe we'll play a couple games and give you guys some time to ask any questions if you want, and then leave it at that. And if someone wants to jump in and challenge us, feel free to send a challenge our way.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody that wants to reach out to us directly. I mean, you guys can see our screen names here on the board. Matt's is pretty simple. Mine's a little weird, but
It's
yeah, but
nice
we're
game too. Yeah.
oh yeah, sure, bitch and fish. Hey, play on words of my last name. But yeah, anybody? Oh, jeez, there's awful lot of red on the square, not a lot of green. Um, uh, uh, uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, please welcome. Reach out to us, play us. We are in fact real people. Um,
Easy to forget.
not yeah. Well, I know it may not seem like it at times, but I'm just going back to home. My king just realized he needed to stay in his own castle. Uh, oh god,
This looks a little rough.
this looks a little rough.
Yeah, and
Uh,
so what these chats are probably going to look like moving forward. We're looking to do something fairly similar. Play some games, talk about what's changed on the site, what we're thinking. If one of you users are interested in having it like being on the stream as well, we'd love to make that happen. So yeah, just happy to engage with you guys in whatever capacity you guys want. Um, because yeah, this is a big project of mine, so
exactly right.
love the user feedback.
Like that, but and yeah, I mean that's again the kind of all we really had for our agenda for public facing stuff. So I mean, and of course we'll continue to do these. And what's cool is you guys will physically see the changes happening to the website, which again coming from playing god damn it E-Bombs World, Fetch Fido mini clips back as a kid, to that's not what I meant to do.
Oh man.
It's all good. But to to where we're at now, like I've seen Matt address features like quickly. I'm not trying to say Matt's going to be able to put up a game by tomorrow kind of thing, but you can really see the changes happen on a weekly, monthly basis. That we are constantly, there are updates, there are things happening. It's not just like we promised to add a new game. I mean, Matt said he was going to add TOEFL, and then within like a few weeks later, this was up. And then we swapped some colors out and changed it a little bit, and just are constantly trying to improve on everything. So yeah, so I guess in that regard, what was your go-to like Flash website, or what was your favorite like gaming website as a kid, Matt?
Yeah, for me, well, I remember Miniclip was really big.
Yeah.
And yeah. Do you want to play TOEFL again? You're up to try another game.
Let's do like a. I'm trying to think here. Let's do one more TOEFL. I'll go on defense this time.
All right, cool. So just rematch and we'll go. So you're first, and yeah, so kind of go-to game for me. Miniclip was really big, and there were a handful of interesting games on there. But I think the most interesting one, I forget what it was, but you had those little pieces, and you would like shoot them. It was like Corona or something. What was it?
Like an asteroids variant?
No, Miniclip. Uh, yeah, I'm not remembering what it was. But anyway, it's like a real game. It's kind of like a two-dimensional billiards where you just have a bunch of these little pucks, and you like shoot one and you try to get them into the corners.
Wait, how
Um,
did you do
how do they do what?
that? Oh, wait, never mind. I'm an idiot. I wasn't paying attention.
Are you talking about the other side?
Just for a second, I was like, wait.
See, yeah,
Oh, wait.
that's confusing too when you're playing a bunch of different games. That could be less
Hmm.
confusing. Yeah, so it was this cool. Oh man, it must have been in like 2000. So it was just. I think what made it so interesting is that it was like a very easily accessible multiplayer game. That had a lot of people playing it, so it was fairly competitive. They had like I think they even had like a rating system. Um, so yeah, that's probably why I liked it. It was for the time, it was really well polished, um, and the mechanics were pretty good. I think it was pretty fun. So yeah, so that's probably one of my go-tos back in the day. What about you?
Actually, mini clips was a major one, and I can specifically tell you the exact game I love playing on mini clips was it's so funny to see the evolution of that game. Trails. Remember like the like motorcycle that you have to like jump
Oh
off like a
yeah,
pallet and then like
yeah.
yeah
There's a lot
it
of
was
games like that now.
yeah and sorry I had to think there for a second. Yeah, exactly. Trails and Trails 2. That's oh god. Yeah, yep, there it is right there. I played that thing for hours and hours and hours. And still we'll go back and play it every once in a while. And they've got like so many newer, crazy variations of it. And I think I was lost.
I don't
Uh,
think so. Maybe.
I might be okay for a sec, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
but
awesome.
um, yeah, so mini clips, but then also some of the smaller ones, like one I went to a lot. That was just like the games were really hit or miss. Where some were like really like surprisingly high graphics and like a pretty thorough game was on Fetch Fido. FetchFido.com. It was one of the few that was like not blocked at my I think my high school or maybe my middle school. I think is where I first picked it up, and it's just always been around. They just kept adding more games, and they were just like linking to other websites and stuff. But yeah, there's hundreds of games that you can just play real quick. Like it was like Tank 3D, where you would just literally be driving around in a tank like shooting crap, and it was a ton of fun. Um,
So I guess they can just keep dancing back and forth here. Hmm.
huzzah! Um, but yeah, and I mean, okay, well, how about instead of just like an online flash game, what was like your and I mean like very first PC game you've ever played? Like, because I'll say like I played Medal of Honor, like Allied Assault when I was when I was younger, played that
Hmm.
online, a bit. But I can tell you the very first PC game I ever played was a game called Hellcat that was like a World War II flying game, but the airplane. I mean, it was just a blue. It was all polygons, right? Like there was no texture. There was no like there weren't like there were no symbols on the airplane besides like just this blue shape flying. And whenever you shoot, destroy something, giant chunks of polygon would come flying off, and but it
Hmm.
was so much fun. I would go to my dad's like fire station and play it, and then they got in trouble because that's all that the fire. firefighters were doing at the station. So they uninstalled it and we could never find it again. But 20 years later, I'm like, oh my god, look at this! And it's I'm gonna look that up. I mean, it's taking me back. Yep, Jesus. But how about you, Matt? What was your, if you had a favorite?
Yeah. So a few come to mind. Some of the first games that I remember playing, we had this like encyclopedia set that came with a CD, and it had a few games on it. So I think this was like in the Windows like 98 kind of era. And one of them was like this 3D maze that you could run through. Another one was, I think actually in the 3D maze there were like dinosaurs that could chase you, and
Yeah.
you had these 3D glasses on. So little 8-year-old me found that completely terrifying, but still enjoyed it. But then started playing Doom 2, which was like classic first-person shooter that really kicked off the genre. I've played that really kind of every few years since then, just because it's such a like the art and like the feel of it is so just so good, even though it's really old. And there was some really interesting technical limitations in the game and kind of the way it was designed, that the ways that they worked around it. So you probably, if you play Doom, you know that like you can't really aim up or down. You shoot straight, and if there's a monster like way up here, you hit them. And that was actually very deliberate, and you may also have noticed that in a map there's like there's never like an upper and lower floor in one area. So there's like different elevations in different spots, but like there's never like a bridge that goes over some area. And these were all kind of very deliberately made decisions that made this game run way faster on the hardware. I think they did like a great job, kind of making those limitations not really interfere with the gameplay.
Yeah, moving over it.
Yeah.
It wasn't Doom 2. I don't know what the engine was back at the time, but same thing that like Duke Nukem and like Duke It Out in DC, the sequel, were built off of. Because I got grounded for playing Duke Nukem when I was a kid, because there's a part on the level where you have to go kill, you're running around killing aliens in a building. You wind up in a strip club, and go figure, parents happen to walk in with me and my buddy just playing that part, and they're like, what the hell are you guys doing? And first of all, like, we're little kids playing a game that's like murdering aliens. Second of all, there's like pixelated girls in bikinis. And yeah, we were grounded for playing that for a little while.
Nice.
But still an amazing game. And actually, I even bought was it Duke Nukem Forever, the one for PS3 or PS4 or whatever. I think I got it for maybe $1.99, and I mean, it's if you can buy Duke Nukem Forever for $1.99, it's worth it. But that's it. Like that, don't ever spend more than that much money on it.
Yeah. So my the next game that I played, well, I guess the first kind of online multiplayer game that I played was Halo. So I got that for the
Ooh.
PC. That was like the first person shooter that I got into.
Mm-hmm.
And Halo, like the first Halo, like the networking code needed some work, because whenever you would shoot, you had to like lead the player. Like you had to shoot ahead of where they were running if you wanted to actually hit them, and it was pretty bad. It was like a body length at the time. So I remember kind of all those. I remember that game. I definitely have moved on to, I guess, more. What's like a good PC way to say it? More widely adopted first-person shooters.
Better.
Like Counter-Strike, Overwatch. Alex and I might stream some Overwatch sometime.
Yeah, I admit I was literally up until like maybe 4 in the morning on Overwatch last night. Because I'm still got this new gaming PC set up, and I'm still so excited to play it, and it's so much more fun than console. Although that being said, I did my first competitive season placement matches on PC, and I got placed into bronze, and I was like, I had to sit here and like contemplate my life for a moment.
Is that the
Uh,
lowest? Or
that is it is the lowest of the tiers of competitive. There's
okay.
bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, master, grandmaster, top 500, and not trying to toot my own horn, but like I'm at least a diamond player on console, and it's supposed to be easier to translate console skills over to PC. That being said, it's people just play differently on PC. Like gaming is, it's not to say easier, but um, if you're mechanically better, you can hit better shots, thus forcing people to play the game more cooperatively and slightly less I don't say cavalier, but less Call of Duty esque. Where I mean, you still obviously you can't like one character can't necessarily carry and defeat the entire other team. Some characters can do that better than others, but on console it just seems easier to do. And then on PC, I was like, I had to adjust and got destroyed my first two days, and then also I my fat fingers would press my ultimate when we weren't doing anything, or I had to go to use like one of my abilities and it'd be like just the wrong ability, so I'd like throw a shield at the other team, like, oh well, take that. um, yeah, so getting there. But last night was a good night. I'm at least I climbed up from like 1400 to 2100, so I'm at least in low gold. So now I'm on the road to plat, and then grind my way back up. And then pretty soon I'll be in the Overwatch League. You never know.
We'll see. Yeah. All right. Maybe we'll finish up this game and call it a day.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's toffle away. I think I'm here. Aha.
So it's your turn.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, I keep clicking. Damn it, my bad. I kept clicking the green. I'm working on it. Ah.
So we can have maybe another time, maybe like a more competitive night of chess because
Oh yeah, definitely.
we have some
We could,
we definitely have some solid chess players on here. So I'm rated around 15 to 1600. We have a 1900. We have a few really good checkers players on the site too. So yeah, if you know any good Nefertafel players, send them our way.
I will reach out to my Swedish friend. Actually, I do have a Swedish friend.
Hmm.
He would probably want to play Tafel.
So I know I'm going to be looking at this game in like 2 months, thinking like, oh my god, you're playing so terribly. What are you doing?
I know. Yeah, I don't. I honestly am just like clicking. Like I'm gonna go here. Oh, damn it! He ate me.
So
Aha.
once again, if you're jumping in now, we're just kind of eating some time. We were talking about kind of some of the changes we made to the site, and are happy to hear if you guys have any questions or any feedback. This is really an open dialogue that we're opening towards you, the users, and also giving you guys a chance to meet us and for us to meet you. So
Totally. And I've been keeping an eye on the. I'll pull up the stream tab and just see like how many viewers we had. I think we had up. I mean, not a lot, but like maybe like 5 or 6 at a peak there for a second. So that's at least evidence of people wanting to tune in and check out and see what's going on. So that's for a first go at this. Like I'll call that a win.
yeah, yeah, that was kind of my goal. Like this will be a smashing success if we get 5 people paying attention. Yeah, gotta start somewhere.
Precisely.
think I need to kill some of your red pieces, so like that.
Jesus.
That helps.
That you're welcome.
Yeah. Maybe next time too, I'll start some time games so the game's a little more, a little faster, a little more interesting to watch. Because
Because I'm also sitting here like, I think this can go here, and this can go here, that can go there.
yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So this is the interesting thing about TOEFL is that one of the interesting things is that the branching factor is really high. So that means that at any given time there's a lot of moves that you can choose from. So like a game like Tic Tac Toe or Connect Four has a fairly low branching factor, but a game like chess is a little bit higher. This TOEFL game is much higher, and something like Go, which is a really really rich game, has a branching factor of like 400. There's just like around 400 possible moves at any time. So the interesting thing about that is it makes it incredibly difficult for I guess new players as well as computers with like I guess like a traditional engine approach to play well. But I guess what was it? What was that Google Go AI?
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
crushing everyone.
I forgot what it was called. It might have been Go. But isn't that their? I think that's their language though.
Well, yeah. So they have Go as a programming language, but there's also Go again, the game, the board game. Um,
Really?
so I'll just annotate the video with the name of this. 'Cause I know it's just at the tip of my tongue, but I'm not gonna spin around forever trying to remember what it is. Yeah. So that game I think was like more of like a neural net, kind of more human. Like I'm gonna play and learn from my mistakes approach versus I'm just going to calculate every possible situation and then choose the best one from that, which is traditionally the approach for games like chess and checkers engines. Um, yeah,
Huzzah.
our pieces are all over the place.
I just realized like I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Yeah. Okay, we'll try that, I guess. All right. Uh, so these are some of the notes that we talked about. Some changes since you guys have been gone. Added Nefertofel, password recovery, user search page.
Into the
Now that Alex is back, I will.
Sorry,
I'll
I had a Connor was texting me.
Oh.
Yeah, good times.
I had too many pieces to move. I didn't have a good way to save them, I don't think.
Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe if I just run around with the king really fast, I'll win.
It's not a bad strategy.
Oh, I think it is.
Uh-oh.
Okay, time to put some pressure on. And for king, it needs to be surrounded on all four sides. But I think you know that. Yeah.
Oh crap.
Wait, what am I doing? I have. Okay, this is good. It's surrounded on all four sides by earpieces.
Mm.
So there's that.
Yeah.
All right. Good chat. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, feel free to challenge us. My boredom URL is boredom.io/play/Matt. And Alex's is a little harder to say, so I'll just have it in the comments or in the description.
I just check the description. I may update that to be easier.
Yeah. We have a Discord that's linked as well. We're on social media as well. So, yeah, definitely stay in touch. Don't be shy. And thanks for playing. And yeah, thanks for
See you
everything.
guys next.
All right, peace.
Later.